AI isn't here to steal your job, it's here to steal your busy work. In 2026, the best social media marketers aren't just asking for 20 hooks and copy pasting. They're using AI like a smart teammate inside their workflow so they can create faster, test more, and still sound 100% like themselves. If you're still treating AI like a toy or a shortcut, you're leaving a lot of money on the table. In this video, I'm going to show you how smart marketers actually use AI in 2026, step by step. So I hope you're strapped in, I hope you're ready, and I hope you're locked in. We're going to cover what AI is good at in social media right now, which you should never fully outsource to AI, and also a simple 3-part AI workflow that can plug into your content and campaigns this week without sounding like a robot. I'm Jabron, and this is the Algorithm Advantage. I help creators and brands use AI and social media strategy together so you can get more reach, better content, better clients without needing a 10-person team. I read the reports, I test the tools, and then I come back here and break it all down in plain English. It's the best part of my job is to be able to translate tech talk into actionable advice so business owners can maximize on their opportunity. Now, first we're going to talk about what AI is actually good at right now. And let's start about across multiple industries. They say 9 out of 10 marketers now use AI at least 7 times a week in their workflow. Some places it's mandatory. So it's not just when they remember to use it, they're using it every day. And here's where AI shines: ideas and angles. Around 60% of marketers use AI for content ideation, trend research, topics, hooks, and angles for posts and videos. Instead of staring at a blank screen, they ask AI, what are 10 angles for this offer for busy moms? What are 10 things that people are struggling with in this particular niche right now? It's basically a brainstorming buddy that never runs out of ideas. Another way people use it is first draft writing. It's now a standard way to draft copy, captions, scripts, emails, landing page outlines. Excuse me. One report shows nearly half of marketers use it to draft and rewrite text, and then they edit before the publishing. So AI often writes the first version, and then humans refine and do the final version. And repurposing content as well. So they're using it to chop long content into short pieces. So a webinar becomes 10 posts, a podcast becomes 5 clips, so on and so forth. A blog becomes a carousel. We've seen it, it makes the workflow a lot easier. So instead of creating from scratch every time, AI helps turn one idea into many assets a lot faster than manually. It could also help with your analytics and insights. So about 60% of marketers use AI for analytics reporting, summarizing dashboards, spotting what works, suggesting next steps, how to capitalize on things. And it looks at your numbers and helps answer what should I do more of, and then also what should I stop. And if you feel behind, you're not weird. But understand, in 2026 is not a bonus for most serious marketers. It's a baked in day to day thing to use AI. There are a few things that we should talk about what you should not outsource to AI. There are certain parts of your marketing that should most definitely stay human and not be AI generated. Firstly, being your stories. AI can't live your life. It can't tell that moment when you almost quit your business, or that one client you'll never forget, or the client that changed it all. Those specific real stories are what make people trust you and feel like they know you. It's what makes you human. It's your point of view, and it can't be generated because it's near and dear to you. You lived it, right? Tools can scrape the internet, but they never know what you believe about your niche. So AI, you shouldn't outsource your point of view. Your opinions, the things you agree with, disagree with, the way you explain things, that's your edge. Your business isn't unique. You are. Your brand voice shouldn't be outsourced. Most people can feel AI sledge content. It just sounds generic. If you see me in person, meet me in person, I talk the exact same way. Smart marketers use AI for a rough draft, rewriting their own words with their own pacing and phrases. They say 80% of marketers do it this way. They didn't survey me, but they surveyed a lot of people, I'm guessing. And also, you shouldn't outsource your strategy and ethics, right? It could post more, post less, but it doesn't know your long term positioning, your views, your values, or what your clients actually want from you. So you decide the direction, and AI helps with the speed and the options. So let's stick to this simple rule: AI can help you write, but it should never be the one speaking for you. You're the brain and the heart. AI is the assistant. Can we agree to that? If you agree with that, put in the comments, I agree. Now, let's talk about our workflow. I'm going to give you a simple framework I use to teach called AIM. This is how you get AI outputs instead of those cringy LinkedIn posts where you're always honored and grateful, right? A, actor. First, tell the AI who you want to be, who you want the AI to be. Most people skip this. They just type, write me 10 hooks. And that's why the results are basic. Instead, you need to give it the actor. So you would say something like, act as a senior social media strategist who works with online coaches in XYZ niche, whatever floats your boat. Or act as a TikTok growth consultant for a small beauty brand. And that way you're giving it some context. Prompts need context. AI needs context. That one line gives AI the context it needs and makes the answers more relevant. So instead of pulling from everywhere, it pulls from a specific place. So that was A, actor. I, input. You give it a clear, narrow topic. So I'll give you another example. A bad input is give me content ideas. That would be a bad input. A good input is more like my topic is how to use Instagram Reels to book more local real estate clients in 2026. The more specific the topic, the more specific the ideas. So that's A, actor, I, input, M, mission. Finally, you tell AI exactly what job you want it to do. So instead of saying, write my whole script, you say, give me 10 content angles and 10 hook ideas for YouTube focused on being a solo mechanic in simple language with no jargon. Or summarize these analytics, tell me 3 simple changes to improve my engagement rate from this particular platform. Notice the difference? You're giving AI a role, a topic, and a mission. You're still the creative director. AI is just your researcher, your junior writer. Very driven, very hungry, but lacks context. And it's your job to give the AI that context. So let's give you a few examples of how you could turn this into real action this week. There are 3 simple AI workflows you could plug into your week, even if you're busy. So workflow 1 is 30 hooks in 10 minutes. So you sit down to do your content, you want to post, and you can't think of a hook. Use AI like this. Act as a social media strategist for your niche or your brand. My topic is, insert whatever topic that you're talking about. And for mission, say, give me 30 short hook ideas for reels and shorts in plain language, no jargon. Then pick the best 5 to 7 or 3 to 7 and rewrite them into your voice. So now you don't have to start from a blank page and create from nothing. You can manage and change whatever AI gave you and test them across multiple posts. If that kills the kind of, oh, what should I say? I don't know what to say or how to say a problem. And it gets you straight to creating, so you're one step further now. Another thing you could do is turn one long thing into lots of short things. Like you create something once and it dies after 24 hours, so you can use AI to repurpose the content. Very few people go back far in the profile and look at everything they put out. So paste in a blog, a live transcript, or even your notes, and then ask it to pull out 10 tips written at a fifth grade level, and then turn each tip into a 15-second reel script or a carousel or a caption and create the images. So now that one piece of content or even scraps become a week worth of posts that you could put in your style and tweak with the wording. Another way you could use it is to look at your analytics. Like you have the numbers, but no insights. So you export a copy of a few stats, and then you say, okay, here's my last 10, 15, 20 posts with performance data. Tell me what's working, what's not working, and 3 ideas to test next, and explain them like very simple that I can implement immediately. This turns your data into next steps instead of just pretty graphs and bar charts and pies and colors. Studies show 60% of marketers rely on AI for analytics anyway and reporting because it saves time and it shows patterns that they may have missed by just looking at the raw numbers. So again, you decide what AI does. You just use AI to make it way easier to tell the story with your numbers. Let me give you a quick story, a quick example. So a client of mine was exhausted, and they were trying to post daily on 3 platforms, write email newsletters, and run ads. They were using AI, but it was only like to fix grammar and write captions, which were way too long, way too fluffy. Everything sounded the same, but the biggest problem is it didn't sound like them. So we made 3 changes. We used AI for ideas at the start of the week. We gave them like 20 to 30 content angles based off of their offers. And then we used AI to repurpose like their live calls and their webinars and made that content as well. And then we also use AI for analytic summaries. So once a week, we fed them the stats and asked, what should we double down on? And they would do the final versions of everything. They still told the stories, but they didn't have to start from nothing. But they stopped fighting the blank page and stopped guessing at their data. And within a month, they cut their content time in half. They had more time to work on the business and had to spend less time creating their content. It was way easier for them and way less stressful. And that's what it looks like when you're working with AI and not just using AI. So here's the big idea. AI is not a threat to good marketers. It's a threat to lazy ones. And if you let AI handle the heavy lifting, ideas, research, repurposing, summaries, and you bring the stories, the opinions, the voice, you're going to move faster than 90% of the market. If this helped you see AI differently, do 2 things for me. Hit like so more people can get clear human explanation on this stuff. Comment the words AI workflow if you want me to do a full over-the-shoulder video where I show you some of my prompts and some of the AI that I use. And if you're serious about building an algorithm advantage in 2026 with social media and AI, make sure you're subscribed. I'm posting way more often now. I'm Jabron, and thanks for hanging out with me. And I'll see you in the next one. Later.